Okay, welcome back. So hopefully the glue's gone off on there. That's been doing for about 2 hours now. It shouldn't take that long though for a normally warm day. We can now peel off our bits of tape. Reveal our work underneath. Like I say, this tape with silicone backing doesn't take off the grain, but it's still good to have some level of care as you take it off. Just keep peeling until it's all done. That's it, like that. All the way along. See, those mitres are closed up beautifully. Incidentally, if you get any parts of the mitres that haven't closed up beautifully, like I say, a bit of a Brummer's birch coloured filler will do you a treat. But you tend to find where the mitres are filled with the glue and it's squeezed to the edge, you know, you've got a little bit of glue in there anyway, which is obviously transparent, and that just lets the colour of the wood adjacent to it come through. So that's all of that off of there. Just take yourself a piece of sandpaper. And if you now just run it along your mitre, I'll just get rid of those little bits of splinter sticking out and just round it off ever so slightly, well, easing. And you just take the edge off of a sharp corner with a bit of sandpaper. And again, if you've got somewhere where there were little micro gaps, that sanding will just disguise anything that was there. We'll do a close-up of that in a minute and you'll see that that's a perfect mitre there. Just do the same with the ends. Want to go with the grain, incidentally. You might find that there's some bits of a nice bit of sanding will just take off those bits of glue. That's it, and just ease that right there on the corner. Same with the bottom. Bit of glue there, pause a bit more there, the glue, that's it, just keep doing that. You'll find at the end where these join together, you'll just want to flatten those off very slightly. In fact, you'll want to go over all of this and sand it nicely, maybe even with a little bit of sanding sealer. You just want to make those level there. Oh look, I've not taken those bits of tape off of there. Let's take those off of there quickly. And again, a bit of easing there. taken the liberty of taking the tape off in between videos. Now all that is required is just go over with a piece of sandpaper, just ease the edges, slightly rounding them off. You might find that there's a few bits of glue that have come through onto the surface of the timber. We'll just need to sand those. Done a pretty good job of this one. And then along the back edges here where it was machined, you're just going to need to sand that, sand off the furry bits. Now, you'll be thinking about how you want to finish this. Now, there are various things you can do. Obviously the birch ply is very nice. Lots of my customers, they just put a coat of sanding sealer on and then put some oil on. The oil I recommend is just flooring oil. If you use Osmopolix, it is rather expensive, but it's ever so easy to apply. You paint it on with a paintbrush or a roller or whatever. It's self-leveling. It soaks in to the timber and is it's got a high polymer count, high wax count in the oil itself. So that means it essentially goes off, whereas most oils don't. They just sort of soak in and then stay sort of damp. It takes a very long time. You have to keep topping them up, whereas an Osmopolix, you'll put it on, it'll form a protective barrier over the birch ply, and it'll stay looking lovely for years and years to come, hopefully. It's the same stuff they put on floor, so you can imagine it. I've got it on my floor at home. I wander around it with my hobnail boots on, and it still looks great. So for a piece of furniture that you don't walk all over with hobnail boots, it should stay looking very nice. So that's what I use if I'm finishing with oil myself. You can use Danish oils and those things, build it up in 3 or 4 coats. I do that from time to time. I don't really have the luxury of time to do that though, so generally the Osmopolix doesn't, and to be honest it does at least as good a job, if not better. It's a much more modern oil. That tends to be how most oiled furniture is finished these days, with a high polymer, high wax count oil. The last thing that we need to do to this speaker to get it to work is obviously wire it up, which I will be doing in the very next video. So I'm going to finish this one now and say thank you very much. Feel free to subscribe and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.